Exercise 145. Get ready. Start. I am very glad to inform you that our business has turned out very satisfactorily. Indeed, during the past year, not with understanding that much has militated against our progress. Before dealing with the figures in the accounts, I think it is necessary for me to recall to your minds what I said at our last meeting. You will probably remember these words. On this occasion, we have to meet an adverse balance, and it is deemed necessary to take immediate steps to improve our position. At the beginning of the year, we brought forward a substantial amount, and now we are faced with a deficit. I am persuaded, however, that we could not have done better owing to the peculiar circumstances which were in operation during the year. Those who were those who were present at the meeting in all probability remember the statement on this matter in the report. It was felt that by some means we must regain our position, and therefore every circumstance likely to have affected the profitable working of the company was considered, and the result reflects great credit on all those who are concerned in the reorganization, and I think that you are satisfied in this respect. Exercise 146. Dear Sir, I am very glad to notice that by some means you are hoping to have the new proposal brought forward at the next meeting of the directors, and I am persuaded that in the meantime you should not discuss the matter with anyone, because it is necessary to be very cautious in all circumstances, as on this occasion you will probably do what can be done to make the case complete, so that we may have every circumstance detailed that is in our favor. I think that you are aware of the importance of having ready a definite scheme if we would be successful, but as the matter is of such vital importance to us, I take the liberty of emphasizing the point. Awaiting your reply, we are yours truly. Exercise 147. Turning to the accounts for the year now under review, I think you will agree with me that we have done exceedingly well on the credit side of the trading account. You will find that the business done shows an increase of £20,000. On the other side, we show an increase of working expenses but the increase is not heavy and furnishes us with an example of the fact that the better the business we do, the lower is the ratio of expenses. On the assets side of the balance sheet, the property account item is the same as before, while the cash shows an increase of £1,200. On the liabilities side of the balance sheet, the cost of renovation has been charged to the reserve account, and I think you will quite agree with this. Our dividends for the past 5 years have averaged 10% per annum. Early in the coming year, there will be a special meeting to discuss the matter of further developments, and I take the liberty of urging all to be present. In the meantime, I trust we shall continue to prosper so that we may have a substantial increase in our profits. Exercise 148. Dear Sir, I am certain that you are not fully conversant with the matter, or you would not urge those who were present on these occasions to bring the question to the notice of the meeting. On either side, there are those who are always ready to hurry business as fast as they can, not with understanding that there is no advantage gained by unnecessary haste. By and by, I am inclined to think that you will agree with me on this matter, and then you will regret that you unduly hastened the passing of the rules with which we are now dealing. Yours truly. Exercise 149. It is said that civilization has deprived man of his love of nature, and it is only necessary to observe the small proportion of city dwellers who delight in the out of doors life to find confirmation of this statement. This has been spoken of many times, and as we think and as we shall maintain, it is very unfortunate that such a state of affairs exists. Nature is ever striving after perfection, and this is the one great lesson of life. We have to learn that the greatest happiness is to be found in the pursuit of perfection, for as Stevenson says, it is more blessed to travel than to arrive. All lovers of nature should read Stevenson's account of a leisurely journey through the northeast of France by canoe and on foot. He was a lover of nature, being in perfect agreement with him and wishing to emulate his example. We spent a holiday afloat in France last summer. Exercise 150. We have been informed of the proposed meeting of your county association on Wednesday next, and to us it appears that as soon as the members realize the state of affairs, they will be only too glad to postpone a definite decision. We are of the opinion that there are many who have not agreed with the attitude of the executive and who do not wish the proposals to be carried into effect. At all events, at all our own recent county gatherings, which have been rather smaller than usual, there has been much objection to several proposals on this subject, and as soon as we can, we are having a postal vote, as we cannot decide certain matters without knowing the opinion of members who have not been in attendance to express any views on the questions. Exercise 151. Three of us had arranged to make the trip. All of us are members of the same political association, while two are also prominently connected with a medical association, and the third with a traders association. On a Wednesday evening, we left the shores of England for France. Arriving in Paris, we hired a flat bottomed Norwegian boat, somewhat smaller than we had intended, and from this city we rowed ourselves down to Nantes, leaving Paris on a Thursday afternoon. We went by the Seine, along two canals, and down the Loire, a distance of over 300 miles, which occupied a joyous month, out of which we spent more than half the time on the water. We had a very large umbrella that protected us absolutely from sun and showers, and in the locker of the boat there were appliances for the preparation of simple meals, as well as can be remembered we went through about 40 locks. We stayed at 30 inns, and our expenses worked out to a total of 20 francs a day for dinner, bed, and early breakfast. Exercise 152. It will take longer than we expected to finish the premises for the political association, but we shall be able to get all the out of doors work finished before the winter sets in, and then it can only be a matter of weeks for the completion of the interior. Anyway, we shall be no longer than we can help. When finished, the building will be one of the handsomest in this city. Exercise 153. The weather was glorious during the whole trip, and our picnic lunches under the trees, though of the very simplest character, were most enjoyable. Looking back upon the time, it appears we were in such excellent spirits that what we ate was of little consequence. We gloried in the fact that we were in the real France of the real French and were enjoying nature among new and strange surroundings. We have been informed that we did not take the best route, and therefore, as soon as we can, we shall take the opportunity of carrying into effect the suggested alternative. Let us urge those who have not experienced such a holiday to try it by all means as soon as they can, since it seems to us that in these days of advanced civilization, it is necessary that we seek communion with nature whenever we can, and especially at holiday times. Exercise 154. In our statement at the Traders Association on Thursday evening, it will only be necessary to mention briefly the high rate of interest to be charged for the loan on the new buildings, as we shall have a full discussion of the whole matter at the next meeting. All the voting cards have been returned, and in nearly all cases, the vote is in favor of the present president continuing in office. Para. We shall be able to purchase the materials at first cost, and as we do a very large turnover, our profits should exceed rather than fall below those of last year, as well as can be estimated beforehand. We shall have to increase our stocks at all our own depots, and as we may also require a new depot at Acton, we shall be obliged to increase the initial order. In view of this, we shall expect prices to be much lower than the old rates.